Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I think Ben and I got caught up in something. We are back with another show of the B&B podcast. Ben, we're screwing up. I'm screwing up so much right now. Before the show, Ben was like, should I host? Because usually I start off, but this isn't going to get that many views. This isn't a Notre Dame recruiting thing, so it's not as professional. Ben and I are just screwing around here. You know what, Ben? Host. I'm screwing up.
well,
I'm not locked in.
we had the idea for the podcast because of yesterday. A news story broke about Notre Dame football going on probation for a year. It was on ESPN. I texted to Brad with a few crying emojis or laughing crying emojis because he always makes fun of how Michigan gets put on probation and pays players. But it's a story. It's not
It's a
like
story. And
it's not a
I explained
yeah.
it to
Brad can
Ben why.
explain a little bit. Notre
So
Dame.
yeah. So back in January of 2019, I'm actually gonna pull up the exact player who it was, or at least speculation wise, because you never really know who exactly it was. But old defensive backs coach, here I got the player, Todd Light, Pro Bowler Hall of Famer with the Chargers, I believe. I'm gonna pull up his profile right here. Was recruiting. Oh, you can't hear that, but I can hear it. Hold on. Stupid ad. So man by the name of Seville Smalls. It's a 5-star, so he's a coveted guy. You go down to the complete team list. They're Notre Dame is. Now Brian Polian did not go out of his way and do illegal stuff with this. Todd Light went out of his way. Reportedly, he was in Seattle at the time scouting guys, but he was not allowed to scout due to this might have been 2018. You got to wait until August 1st of their junior year to see them in person and talk with them. To talk with them, see them in person, communicate with them, have a sit-down conversation at the coach's office, whatever. He didn't wait. And Todd Light, that was probably one of the reasons why he got fired. I bet Brian Kelly knew. And it's important. It's important. You can't screw the rules, and this is definitely deserved. You can't do that. It's not like they bought him a car like some SEC teams, but still, it happened. So yeah. Now the reason why I believe it was tier 3, which is a stupid reason, Brian Kelly. So I believe it's Pinkerton Central is where Lorenzo Styles, high 4-star wide receiver, plays, who is signed in this 2021 Notre Dame class. Brian Kelly went to go see a game. Brian Kelly usually on Friday nights will travel around the country and see these kids' games, like all coaches do. But Brian Kelly, being Brian Kelly, usually it's like the wide receivers coach. No one wants to take a picture with the wide receivers coach. I mean I would, but like most people aren't like that. Most people aren't fans like that. But when it's Brian Kelly, everyone at the stadium knows who Brian Kelly is. So I guess a football player who is younger, who I guess they like talked to, but like they're not like they didn't recruit him very hard, and there was just like a follow on Twitter or like a text one, like something that was some little contact. Maybe he went to one of their camps. I don't know, but he took a picture with Brian Kelly, and Brian Kelly got in trouble for it. But like if I take a picture with Brian Kelly, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't understand like. Kid can't take a picture.
Like the student-athlete thing, it's just an NCAA. NCAA's a little strict.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough.
Another news, Larry Scott, probably the most hated higher-up official in the NCAA, who is the Pac-12 commissioner, which I guess goes into the NCAA because, of course, they mingle together. Let go of his duties, I believe, yesterday or the day before. So that's another thing in the NCAA universe. But yeah, the NCAA is stupid. The one-time transfer rule is pretty – I like that, though. I think all players should be granted a one-time transfer rule. And I 100% think players should be benefiting off their image and likeness.
Yeah.
And now, would that have happened by now if COVID would have not been a thing? I actually think so. I think there would have been a law in place, and I think athletes maybe starting 2022 would get compensation. But with COVID, it looks unlikely till at least 2023, 2024.
That's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah, anything. This is a super short podcast because I'm surprised we didn't do this yesterday. I had a ton of homework. So yeah, yesterday was
We dropped a few
unfortunate.
videos yesterday though.
We
So
did. I mean, we were trying to upload at least a video today. Hopefully Michigan and Notre Dame won, or a podcast and Notre Dame
possible
won,
Michigan recap today
something like
if
that.
they do well.
Yeah, today Purdue Michigan is like the only top 25 college basketball game on today.
And I'll just say this is a possible loss.
This is a trap game. I posted on to this is a trap game.
It's tough because Purdue at home is normally one of the better teams in the country.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. No, Purdue and Butler and Indiana, the Indiana teams, Purdue, Butler, and Indiana at home are probably the 3 toughest places in America to play.
And
Yeah, there's
Purdue's
probably an exception, but boy, they're hard. Maybe Tennessee or I don't know, one of those schools. But
and Butler's not that good this year, but I think Purdue's a top 25, top 30 team in the country, and they just went to Ohio State and won, which is a
I
really
wouldn't say
good.
top 25. I'd say top 35. But yes. They're
And
better than Seton Hall. You like that? And they're better. They're better.
They're better than Seton Hall, who should have beaten Villanova. That's
So, I mean, we practiced once in 27 days. We should not have. I actually didn't think we would have won that game. I thought we would have lost. But
still ranked third in the
regardless,
country.
big game tonight. I know Ben will be watching. I might be tuned in. And
FS1 for anyone who wants to watch.
Ben, are you gonna make a pregame or a postgame? Probably.
Normally it's post game.
What time does it start? 5 or is it Central? 5 Central,
It's
6 Eastern.
Eastern time. I think is that 8?
Or is it? Yeah, it could be 8. There are some games that start at 9 Eastern, Ben. The Villanova game was at 9 Eastern.
I know. Michigan games normally start earlier, but hopefully tonight's a win. If Michigan wins tonight, I do think it should be ranked 5th in the country, 4th in the country.
They should be ranked.
I think Michigan's a really good team.
I think Michigan's a really good team too, but after seeing Iowa lose by 15, sure it was on the road, and I just said it's hard playing on the road in Indiana, but still.
No, Iowa was at home, and they went on a 12-minute scoring drought in the second half. 12-minute field goal drought.
Iowa was at home?
Yes.
Dude, what?
Indiana just.
I said there's like on the road. It was like.
No. Iowa just blew it. They just didn't score. So that's.
I mean, the best of the best sometimes. I mean.
Michigan did it against Minnesota, so.
They weren't my title pick, but they were definitely my Elite Eight. I'll tell you that.
Brad also loved Illinois, who's had a bit of a rough go of it.
The hype has gone to them. I don't even know if they'll make it out of the round of 32 anymore. Like Jesus.
They're so good, but I think that'll be the podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. I just took Ben's host roles like midstream, but I don't know. I'm used to it. But yeah, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Quick little 7.5 minute pod. Ben, peace.